Have you ever wanted to say you saved someone's life? Well, by becoming an organ donor, you will be given the opportunity to save many lives. According to organdonor.gov, one person's organs and tissues can save or improve the lives of up to 50 people. Today we will discuss how becoming a donor will save lives, how the transplant process and the transplant list works, and how many people are on the transplant list waiting for someone to help improve their lives. My main sources were from multiple websites, all providing statistics and facts about the donation process. Please become a donor today and be the reason someone gets a second chance at life. Let's begin by answering the question, how does becoming an organ donor save lives? By becoming a donor, you're able to donate organs, your cornea, and your tissue. All donors can be of all ages. By donating your organs, you can save up to 8 lives. By donating your corneas, you can restore sight to 2 people. And by donating your tissue, you are able to heal the lives of 75 people. By not being a donor, 8,000 deaths occur each year because organs are not donated in time. 22 people die each day because of that. 82% of patients need a kidney, and 1 out of 3 deceased donors are over the age of 50. Now, I know how scary this sounds, but you have to think that you are going to save a person's life. Let's discuss how this whole thing works. So you can either be a deceased donor or a living donor. Being a deceased donor, only 3 out of 1,000 actually become a donor when they die. While most organ and tissue donation occur after the donor has died, some organs, including the kidney and part of a lung or liver and tissues, can be donated while the donor is alive. UNOS matches donors with the recipients. UNOS maintains the National Organ Procurement and Transplant Network, otherwise known as OPTN. Organs are matched to waiting recipients 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When an organ becomes available, the Organ Procurement Organization sends medical and genetic information to UNOS and then regenerates a list of potential recipients based on multiple factors such as blood type, tissue type, organ size, medical urgency of the patient's illness, time spent on the waiting list, and geographical distance between the donor and the recipient. The organ is offered to the transplant center with the best candidate who matches. Then the transplant team will determine if it will accept or refuse the organ based on the criteria. If the transplant center refuses the organ, then the next transplant center with the next patient on the list is contacted, and the process shall continue until the organ is placed. Organs that can be donated are the liver, kidney, pancreas, heart, lungs, intestines, cornea, middle ear, skin, bone, bone marrow, heart valves, connective tissue, and vascularized component allografts, which is just several structures that may include skin, bone, muscles, blood vessels, nerves, and connective tissue. Some organ recipients will want to thank the family of their donor. Transplant centers are required by law to protect the confidentiality of both parties unless both sides agree to meeting. Sometimes organ donors will want to check on the health and well-being of the person who received their organ. This process lists the donation process above the mechanics of medicine and surgery and makes it a true sharing of life, gratitude, and love. Many people are waiting on the transplant list, more people than there are donors. According to the American Transplant Foundation, almost 115,000 people in the United States are currently on the waiting list for a life-saving organ transplant. Another name is added every 10 minutes. You becoming a donor today will and can save 8 of those lives, if not more. Today, we have looked at why becoming an organ donor is important. We looked at why becoming a donor could save lives, how the donation and transplant process works, and finally, how many people are on the transplant waiting list. Over 115,000 people and counting need an organ transplant. You going to donate a kidney or a part of your liver makes a huge difference. Liver and kidney disease kill over 120,000 people each year. 1 in 9 or 26 million Americans have a kidney disease, and most do not know it. You don't need to be related to anyone or donate to a relative to be a donor. If having a family member be told they need a transplant and that's when you decide to become one, then amazing. but become a donor to save lives. Be an angel to someone's family. I know if I needed an organ transplant, the person whose organ I got, I would be forever grateful. Please sign up today.